summary of the Tale of Genji.
Yeah, baby. Genji, the shining hottie of the Heian court. It's named after him, obviously.
It is his monogatari.
So his dad is the emperor. He really liked Kiritsubo.
Genji's mom.
Kiritsubo died because basically she was just like, everyone's bullying me, everyone hates me, no one loves me, dies. And so Emperor was super sad, but it was okay because there was Fujitsubo who
looked just like her. And everyone was like, oh man, Genji, Fujitsubo looks so much like your mom. And then cue his Oedipus complex. They have an illegitimate son named Reize. Everyone thinks that Reize is actually like the emperor's son.
He saw Reize and he was just like, oh my god, he's so hot. Just like me.
Just like me.
I hope no one notices.
And no one does. Tono Chujo is like that guy. He's the secretary captain. He's also Genji's best friend and like
buddies.
Rivals. They're like buddy rivals. And they secretly love each other.
I don't remember how they're related, but you know, whatever. They have like a poetry
wrap off.
He has a sister, right? Sister? Aoi.
Oh, yeah.
When Genji's 14, they're like, okay, time to marry you off to make political alliances. So they marry him off to Aoi. He goes wandering because though Aoi is his first wife, that doesn't matter. And then one day on an important night when all these guys are sitting around talking about hot girls.
Boys' night out.
Sleepover. Throughout the Tale of Genji, he meets various women that fit these different categories.
Yeah.
Like diamond in the rough, princess.
This relates because he does find like a bunch of diamonds in the rough. The biggest one is Yugao.
Yugao, baby. Oh no, spoiler alert. Yugao, secret lover of Tono Chujo way back in the day.
They have a kid.
Genji goes out to see his wingman Koremitsu's mom.
And there are only like 3 guys in the Tale of Genji, and we've already written them down.
Koremitsu's like, man, this garage door is hard to open. So he kind of like loiters at Koremitsu's neighbor's house. There's flowers. And he's like, man, these flowers are so nice. What kind of hot ladies could be in that building?
Koremitsu sees like the super hot woman, and he's like, oh my god, Genji bro, there's the super hot woman over here. And Genji's like, what?
They flirt via poems.
Via poetry.
Poems are the emails of the Heian period. Koremitsu sneaks into the household and like has an affair with the servant because he's just such a great wingman that he has to go and research Yugao for Genji.
By sleeping with their servants.
Lady Rokujo, who is the former wife of the emperor who had an affair with Genji.
So Lady Rokujo is jealous of like all these women like Yugao and Aoi and stuff because they're lower ranked than her.
Which becomes important later when he sleeps with Yugao and then they're like hanging out and being like lovey-dovey and then
Lady Rokujo's angry, jealous spirit strangles Yugao in her sleep or something.
So that's the end of Yugao!
Yugao is dunzos. We need this, like, less important women in his life, like Utsusemi.
First woman,
she rejected him.
But, so he was like, okay, fine, you rejected me, I'll sleep with your brother.
Suetsuma Hana, which is the Sapphire Princess. She had a really bad nose, and she was basically pretty ugly.
Genji is a generous soul. He sleeps with everyone, regardless whether they're hot or not.
She's not his ideal woman, because the ideal woman has to, like, be classy and write good poems and live in a dilapidated house. And she just lives in a dilapidated house. Genji was exiled at some point. So, the Kokiden consort comes back. She has a sister, Oboro Zukyo,
who was promised to like the emperor's son.
So he gets exiled because of Oboro Zukyo, and then he goes to some like province, and he meets real commoner people. Like he meets like real ones, and he's so surprised because they're actually like human. So Lady Akashi, daughter of provincial governor, Genji hangs out with them for a bit, and then he has a kid with her actually.
Oh wait, when does he find Murasaki?
I don't know. He finds her like a long time ago. I don't know. The timeline is all screwed up. We don't really remember.
Okay, so at some point when he was...
It's cyclical.
It's cyclical because he can never keep it in his pants.
Yeah. Genji never finds the perfect woman.
Genji kind of gets sick.
Yeah.
He goes into the country to go find a monk because monks always know how to cure sickness. Yeah. Obviously. And then meanwhile, while he's there, he's like, oh, I hear little voices. So he goes and spies, and he sees the cutest little girl. And he's like, oh, she looks exactly like Fujitsubo,
who looks exactly like his mom.
Okay, at this point, he's like, hey, nun, can you give me your charge, who is Munasaki, who is a super cute girl who looks like my...
In purple,
who looks like my dad's wife who looks. Wait, no. So Genji kidnaps Murasaki and tries to raise her to be the perfect wife, which is creepy.
Yeah, because he's like acting as her father figure. It's very romanticized, but it's also very skeevy.
Meanwhile, Aoi dies during childbirth because Lady Dokujo kills her with her spirit in her sleep. So
What a badass.
they're jockeying for parking spaces and it went all bad.
So the time comes when Genji is like, Murasaki, we need to be married. He like forces himself on Murasaki and she's like terrified because she's like, I thought you were a father figure, what? Help, what? Kashiwagi cuckolds Genji with Myo-san, the cat lady, and they have a kid named Kaoru, and like Kaoru and Genji's other children all have like adventures in the second half of the book, which we didn't read, because it was after Genji died, and we don't really care after Genji died.
Yeah, it's like Death Note. We don't really care after. Spoiler alert! Our memory of Genji is evanescent, like the cherry blossoms in spring.
It's